Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile, Atlas of Worlds. The last couple of episodes we've been trying red maps and they are noticeably harder when they are rare and corrupted compared to their yellow, simply just rare counterparts. Especially when we roll with a bunch of mods that really do dial the difficulty up to 11. So I'm taking the gas back a little bit and we're gonna run a tier 9 map today. It's the Overgrown Shrine, which is one of the final ones that we haven't run yet on the left side of the map. So the plan here on out is gonna be to do the tier 9 and then it's gonna be do tier 10. We got a terrace over here, we got a quay, and we got the underground river down here. And after that, do the tier 11s and then the 12s, instead of just rushing tier 11, 12, 13. Because I think that will be pushing things a little bit too much and it will give me a little bit more time to see if I can scrounge together some better equipment to increase that life pool by a little bit. So for now, we're gonna run the Overgrown Shrine tier 9. We are cursed with elemental weakness and as such I have taken out... That's just gonna hurt. That's actually not it. Monsters have increased area of effect. They deal 21% increased damage. They also deal 86% extra damage as lightning. So monsters basically deal double the amount of damage if you combine those mods. Monsters are hexproof. That's why I've taken out the auras and we now have hatred in its place. And monsters take reduced extra damage from critical strikes. So there's no damage mitigation effects active on this map, but monsters are going to be more dangerous. So we kill them before they kill us.
A once great monument, now a forgotten memorial.
If this turns out to be too aggressive, we can also switch to Grace Aura. I've got a level 16 version of that on a weapon switch as well. But I figured let's try a hatred first. More damage means more damage. And more leech as well. So in between episodes I finally managed to get 20 Orbs of Regret together. So I respect my merciless quest reward from Ook to Kraton. So we now have a maximum of 5 frenzy charges. And we're back to the default of maximum of 3 endurance charges. Reason being, we're not really spiking all that well on endurance charges, they just slowly tick up. I could run the endurance cry, I just forget that very often. Which might be a bit of a misplay on my side. But especially with the Immortal Call consuming the charges rather frequently as well. It's really hard to max out those charges and we are in combat we're nearly always maxed out on frenzy charges. So I figured adding an extra frenzy charge means more damage, means faster attack speed, means more life and just a slightly quicker release from our multi-strike. Hello, there I can go. So 19,000 DPS with everything up, and then with the flasks of course we're pushing even further. If I during the warm-up I was with the totem and the 2 damage flasks I was clocking in over 33,000 damage per second. Of course that is spiking it a little bit, but it was fun nonetheless. So we can achieve rather nice amounts of spike damage. Of course the trick here is now going to be to stay alive. So it might be that a saner default would be to go with Grace Aura, but that's something I'm gonna test first. So far our life is playing a nice amount of yo-yo. We get hits and then we leech it back fully rather quickly, but we do take hits and the hits are noticeably larger than normal because monsters deal double the damage they normally would. Ooh, Rogue Exile and more quantity. so the damage is spiking quite a bit. Let's actually do what I was talking about. We'll take Grace instead of Hatred. I'll just swap them around. And then wait for mana to recover. And now our evasion is up to 43%, 10,000 evasion. See if that makes a bit more of a noticeable difference. The damage is gonna spike every once in a while. But of course, the chance of getting hit is gonna be reduced. Therefore it will happen less often. That is the idea, of course. Evasion doesn't affect spells, so depending on what actually gets thrown at us, it's not gonna be relevant. But no, when we get surrounded by melee mobs or by archetypes or whatever, there of course it is gonna work. Ooh, that's the one we still needed, so that's a nice find. I always really enjoy it if I find the map I intended to run next. Actually find it. Duelist up, this is. Wait, leads us back to where more rooms are, while up here might be a bit of a dead end. Let's try that first. Might not be, that's also perfectly possible. Nice full room. Another terrace map, nice. Oi. That looks like a very prickly belt. Was some stuff down here, and I'm curious which is its Belt of the Deceiver. Reduced chance to block attack and spells. Why would you want that? But you get increased physical damage. 30% reduced extra damage from crits, that's pretty decent. And some life and elemental resist. It's not a bad belt, especially if you're not running a block build. Then there's only upsides. Let's quickly empty our pockets here. We recast our golem. But on the surface it seems like we are actually getting hit less. And it does help us a little bit that we're running Grace now instead of a damage aura. But it is nice to see that it does pay off to focus on defense in this case. Lupidi, the Wicked One. Wow. Okay. Wicked One is a spellcaster. Everyone, the Wicked One hurts like hell. So, note to self, this is not one we should be face tanking. This is one we should be approaching from a suitable distance. So let's just put a portal up here in case things go creative. Put a totem down. Interesting. So it's not the ball lightning, it's the actual thunder strikes. I was misattributing the danger there. Which means we should indeed be moving around, but just on a regular basis rather than because of the ball lightnings. So. That was better. And a bunch of loot. And a full inventory. So, empty your pockets. So that was a piety. Well, a quote-unquote piety. The wicked one. Which makes sense, because this is... Well, you normally would see her in the Chamber of Sins, which is the tile set. Though there, of course, she runs away, and this time she doesn't. So, becoming familiar with the specific boss fights and, more importantly, with the specific mechanics of boss fights which are dangerous is rather important. In this case, those lightning strikes were the most dangerous bit about the entire encounter. I wonder if it has something to do with the combination of damage mods here. Increased monster damage as well as extra damage as lightning. And increased area of effect, so they have a larger strike. Therefore, it makes it easier to hit me. Easier to stack those things. Especially if both me and the golem and the totem are all really close to her. Of course, after I've played this map for the recording, I will be replaying maps multiple times as I encounter them. It's a good warm-up. It's good for finding gear. Eventually, the grinding through maps is the end game in Path of Exile. And that will make me more familiar with different set of mods and the effects on the boss fights and their mechanics. That's what this is all about. But for now, we have achieved our goal. We defeated Piety, we cleared the Overgrown shrine. So I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. And I will see you again next time. Bye bye.